Hi, I'm Gregory Winston from Chicago, Illinois in the USA. This lesson is for week 6 of Introduction to Music Production at Coursera.org. I will be explaining the usage of the 5 most important synthesis modules: oscillator, filter, amplifier, envelope, and LFO. I will be using the Subtractor synthesizer in Reason 3 and Cakewalk Sonar Studio Edition for this demonstration. In order to talk about the importance of the various modules, I'm going to first talk about sound itself and its creation. Let's begin by quickly reviewing some of the things that we already said about sound in this class. Sound is a disturbance in the air. For us to hear it, the disturbance needs to be between about 20 Hertz and 20,000 Hertz, with sound pressure levels between 0 dB SPL, that's the threshold of hearing, and 130 dB SPL, threshold of pain. If there is going to be sound, then the air needs something to disturb it. That could be hands clapping, a hammer on an anvil, a bow being drawn against a string, or any number of things that can create extremely fast periodic variations in air pressure. In this video, I will call those things sound sources. The way that we identify particular sounds, the sound of hands clapping, a hammer on an anvil, or a bow drawn across a string, is by its sound quality, and we call that quality timbre. One of the main things, if not the main thing, that gives a sound its timbre is its harmonic content, or harmonics. Another would be its dynamic characteristics, which I'll get to in a moment. If you want more information on harmonics, a quick Google search on the term returns up more than 3 million articles and many images which can help us understand this oral event. One of the main things that you want to know is what made the particular set of harmonics that you are listening to be just what they are. And just where is that harmonic content? Well, here's an image of a spectrum analysis of a cello tone, G sharp, played on the D string from http://www.vocarian.com. But rather than taking their word for it, I took about 8.5 seconds of a sample cello tone. Let's check out its spectrum analysis. This shows us that we have all of the harmonics present, so we probably might want to start off with a sawtooth wave. Now, the string that the bow is being drawn across is the sound source, and the timbre can be represented by the spectrum analysis. This analysis is different from what it would be if the string had just been strung in the air and made to vibrate. That's because the bridge and the body of the cello have modified the sound of the string. The particular pitch on an actual cello is controlled by which string is fingered on which point on the neck. On the computer, it's controlled by which key is depressed. And there you have the 3 parts of our sound: a source, a modifier, and a controller. The synthesizer electronically, digitally performs these functions, and we're going to go through how the 5 major modules are used to synthesize a sound. The oscillator is our sound source. This is its function and how it works in creating a. In subtractive synthesis, the kind done by the subtractor, the oscillator provides a harmonically rich waveform which will later be modified. The subtractor actually has 2 oscillators, each capable of creating 32 types of waveforms. From there, the source is modified by the filter. The filter is basically a low-pass filter, but here it is able to change its stripes, so to say. It can be a notch, a high pass, a band pass, a 12 dB low pass, or a 24 dB low pass. Each oscillator has its own filter associated with it. The sound is finally controlled by the VCA, the voltage control amplifier. It tells the sound how loud to be, but the VCA is also controlled, as is the VCF, the voltage control filter. These are controlled by the envelope modules. There is an ADSR for the VCA, an ADSR for the filter, and a modulation ADSR, which can be routed to the oscillators, the entire mix, the phase of the 2 oscillators, or the frequency of the second oscillator. Finally, there is an LFO which can be directed to modulate any of the same destinations. Once again, thank you. This has been a fun course.